It is 11:15 on Saturday, and I have not opened the game since the event started. My goal for today is, can I finish this whole event in one day? Which I think might mean I have to spend a little bit of gold. Let's get into it. I'm Professorvoqas, and this is Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
Just now popping the game open. I just took a break for a couple days because I knew I wanted to do this, to try a brilliant event and try to finish it in one day. I'm not sure if this is the best one to attempt it with, just for some of the tasks. Also, the weather wasn't fantastic, so it was definitely an easy decision to go ahead and put it off till today to try to do it in one day. SOS Task Force agents are reporting my surge has returned, but something's wrong. They're indicating it's become dark and oppressive, rife with fandables related to Voldemort and Bellatrix Lestrange. Essentially, the polar opposite of the direction I'd intended to take the surge in. As if it's become another surge altogether, eh? Say, Harry, do you think this is like when you wrench control of November's surge away, but in reverse? I think that's exactly what's happening here, Constance. The unforgivable must be trying to guide the calamity back to their intended direction. I agree, but if they want to control the calamity, why wait until halfway through my surge to seize it? Why not preempt it like you did? Perhaps we'll find some answers hidden inside this troubling surge. All right, well, we have all day to try to finish all these tasks. I feel like the Master Notes one, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get past that a little bit quicker. I usually would wait time on that, but since we're going to try to do this in one day, I need to figure out a way to get past that quicker. Besides that, I feel like everything else is just grinding things out, so not as big a deal. One thing I did have ready from even before the event began was these potions, because you have to brew 3 potions. So I have 4 right here. I'm going to go ahead and collect all of them, but that will actually meet the do 3 potions requirement. So let's head back over to special tasks, and we'll collect that ram blood for doing that. So I just need to pick up 2 ingredients off the ground, but really my first step here is this 12 brilliant portrait of Bellatrix Lestrange. I'm here up at Waverly Place, just always a good place to start, and I knew I had to grind a little at the beginning here. So we're gonna get these 12, and then we're gonna continue on to the second set of tasks. All right, Bellatrixes are done. I was just picking up some energy there. So let's head over to collect 2 ingredients and put them 2 on the map. Get that. And then return in the 12 portrait. I actually found 19. I actually found a 20th, but I went ahead and just ran away from it because I didn't want to have to force close and not go to that page because we need to get those runestones in the next set of steps, so I didn't want to visit the registry. But I did get 19 of her, I think I got 14 Voldemorts, and then I saw some Hermiones. No Rons at all. I am on a Barufios, though, and my tonic is about to run out, which is good, because I need to pop another one for the next set of tasks. Anyway, let's get these 2 restricted section books and move on to the next set of tasks. Oh, that's right. So the 15 Alohomora, I have been seeing some Alohomora stuff. I definitely returned to Thestral a little while ago. Used tonic for trace detection 2 times, which is perfect because the one I had just ran out, so I can pop another one. And then the 6 brilliant imperfect love runestones, which means we can finally actually go into the registry, and let's head over. I have a rank up here. We can head to the events tab though finally, and I can see how much we've gotten so far, family experience wise, and how many rank ups. We need 6 of these, I believe. Nice, got 5 rank ups and then 12 experience out of 40. So I just need 28 more experience, which is about, I guess, what is that, 7 more foundables, 8 more foundables. Over at Portkeys, I did need to make some space, so I actually walked one of the Cursed Opal Necklace ones. I had to walk 1 more to create 5 spaces for the 5 brilliant Portkeys for this event. So I already have got all 5 of them, and I started walking the first one now, which we're gonna walk around some more though, so it'll all work out. So for the second set of tasks, it kind of all works together, because I'll pop a tonic, collect some more brilliants to get the last brilliant love runestone, and then the 15 Alohomoras, that'll just be random foundables I just need to gather. So let's go ahead and hit this. Nice, just unlocked my first port key. But not going to open it yet, just going to walk all 5 and then probably open them all at the same time. So let's put the second one in. Going over to the special assignments, I'm 7 out of 15 on Alohomora cast. I tell you what, if it was a Bublio, if I had to cast a Bublio and it asked me to cast it 50 times, I would have just done that because I saw way more. And I'm not even talking about Bellatrix, the Brilliant. Just the normal foundables, just a ton of Bublios. Alohomora, not hardly any, really. You saw everything. I literally put everything I got Alohomora on there, not even successfully. That Buckbeak was actually the very first thing. Buckbeak, Extimulo, Masterful Cast, departed immediately. So I got one cast. I did get credit for that one cast, but that was kind of a bummer. I really probably should have put a Dawdle Draft on it. That would have actually been better to do that and not do the Extimulo, just to give myself more casts. But I thought I would see a ton. That was almost right off the bat I saw that. And I saw so many during the first set of tasks. So who knows? Anyway, the first tonic for trace detection ran out. Brilliance, I got a ton. I mean, I got a ton of those. So I got like another 3 runestones since the last time we did it. So go ahead and collect that and get the dark detector. So still need 8 more Alohomora casts, which, like I said, I'm just not seeing anything that uses Alohomora right now. So I do need to use another tonic. And I was actually hoping to be able to use that going into the next set of tasks instead of for this. But what I am going to do is we're going to move over to Bond Park. It's just a much bigger park. Those of you that watch my videos, you've been over there with me before. We're going to go over there. I'm going to pop a tonic over there. There's just a ton more spawns, a lot more energy too. This is a nice place to play Waverly, but it's very condensed. Over there, just much bigger, and more area to walk, like walking trails and things, and I want to walk these port keys, so it all works out. So let's head over to Bond Park. All right, made it over here. Hopefully I have better luck with the Alohomora for sure. But anyway, let's go into the vault. Let's pop a tonic for trace detection. There we go. I'm not going to throw Rufios on yet, mainly because I'm trying to get that, and then I got to get the Voldemorts in the next step and do the Master Notes. But let's go ahead and pop that Rufios. Pop the tonic. Let's go ahead and collect for the tonic, actually. It gets me 3 Toadstool. And now let's see if we can get these last 8 Alohomora casts done quickly, and then I'll have the tonic to help me with the Voldemorts in the next step. Not sure what your guys' luck was like for the Alohomoras, but it continued to elude me. I mean, I walked 2 port keys, so I walked 3 kilometers around this park. So tons of spawns. I mean, I was seeing a ton of stuff. Just nothing that was Alohomora. I had a tonic on for most of it, and then it even took probably another 10 minutes, maybe more, to get it. Anyway, I did that last Thestral you just saw. Finally got me my 15th. And even crazier is every single thing that I Alohomora'd, even when I kind of tried to do a bad cast, it ended up either departing or I returned it on the first cast, so I didn't get multiple casts. Oh, so that took me forever, which does not make me look forward to the bonus tasks when I have to get even more if I'm just not seeing them. I'm hoping it was just a lot of bad luck right now, and I'll just see more later. Anyway, let's go ahead and collect 3 restricted section books and a bunch of other stuff and move on to the third set of tasks. So, use Master Notes. This is the thing that's going to slow us down a bit. Defeat 15 foes in Wizarding challenges. Not a big deal. Just going to go and use... I'm going to use the Brilliant Runestones to get the fragments for that image. And then 15 Brilliant Voldemort. I've been seeing a bunch of Brilliant Foundables, so that's not a big deal. Even when I get to the 45 in the bonus, I'm not too worried. It's just those Alohomoras were killing me. But this is a good time. My phone's actually dying, so I need to charge it. I also need to charge myself. So this is going to be a good time for me to enter the Master Notes in for the first potion, sit down, get some lunch, and do the Wizarding challenges, and then probably get the Voldemorts on the way. So I'm going to go grab some lunch, and when I finish, we'll just see about how far along I am, and if I'm going to need to use any gold to speed up potions, just to kind of move this thing along. Just finished up lunch, and ran some Wizarding challenges during that time, got the 3 fragments of the Sword of Gryffindor replica during that, and then I switched over and got some odd of these runestones to get a couple fragments of the Centaur bow while I was getting those 15 foes. Master Notes still on that one. That potion still hasn't finished, and I saw 4 Voldemorts since the last time we were together. The other thing I want to do is go over to the registry, actually. Let me do registry. I have some rank ups here, I think, which is going to get me a chest, which should get me like 1,500 experience, which is about, 1,500. And that, if I back out now, that is about how much I needed to level up to 53. Man, my camera almost just fell over during that level up. There you go, Silver Key, Dark Detector, Tonic for Trace. But leveled up to 53, on our way to 54. So, I am at Walnut Street Park. It's a park I've been to if you've watched my videos before. Smaller park, but decent spawns, especially during brilliant events. There always tends to be a good amount of brilliance, and I can just kind of do laps. Speaking of which, I do have, for port keys, I think I'm 1.4 out of 1.5 on the fourth one, and then I just have one more, and I'll have all 5, because I'm going to need that image in the next step. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and do some laps around this park, try to get those last Voldemorts, and after the Voldemorts are done, we're going to see where I am on the Master Notes, and then I'm probably going to go ahead and use coins to just go ahead and enter Master Notes, finish potion, enter Master Notes, finish potion, and so on. That didn't take too long. Probably more Bellatrixes than Voldemorts, but I definitely saw enough Voldemorts to get the job done. I also fought an Aragog. I didn't record it or anything. Very tough battle. Aragog hit me 5 times in a row. Luckily, it was right at the beginning of that so that he didn't knock me out. It just knocked me down really quickly. Obviously, I used a healing potion for that one. So anyway, let's collect for the 15 Foes and Wizarding Challenges and the 15 Brilliant Portrait of Voldemort. So we still have the Master Notes on 7 potions. Let's go over to potions. You can see all the stuff spawning around me. I want to use it for the next step. Let's go into potions, though. So that potion, I didn't even see the alert for that being done, but it is what it is. So we do need to move things through quicker. So we are going to brew the 6 Stimulo, enter the Master Notes. And you can see it's an hour 25 per. I went ahead and queued the other ones up. You can see it's an hour 24 minutes is what I would have to wait every time I enter the Master Notes. So that's like round about 3 hours for each 2. So to go through 6 more Master Notes, that's going to take me a while, and I technically could probably still finish today, but it would definitely take me into the night. So this is the part I was talking about. I'll probably use some coins. The way I think about it a lot of times is you get 10 coins for the dailies. If you do all the daily stuff, you get 10 coins. So for this one, finishing it for 9 means, is it worth it to me to speed this up of 1 day of dailies? And honestly, it's going to be worth it to do 6 days of dailies worth of coins, so to speak. So we are going to finish that one, yes. Then it'll immediately come to this next one after I collect. Enter the Master Notes for this one. Again, 9 to finish, so I'll finish that one off as well. And we're just going to go ahead and do this until I've finished Master Notes for all 7. For the last one here, I don't actually have to finish it out, which is nice. I could just enter the Master Notes, and then I can just back out, and I'll have all 7 done. So let's go back to the tasks. I don't want to touch anything. Use Master Notes. Let's get that Silver Key. And let's move on 5 restricted section books, as well as a bunch of other stuff, and move on to the 4th set of tasks. We're slowly getting toward the bonus tasks. We still got to get through that today. So here, we're going to need to run fortresses again. I need to get wizarding experience from wizarding challenges, 7,000, so a decent amount. 5 brilliant images. We're ready with most of them to place. And then 15 mysterious note pieces by returning brilliant and imperfect love traces. So we're actually going to start with that because I know it's about to give me, if I can return all 5 of these, we can get, I think, at least 1 message if I get some of this mysterious note piece. All right, there we go. Did we get? Yep, we got a piece. So it should pop up with some story text after this rank up. We can place those images in just a second, but not right there yet. Curious, there was a piece of a note attached to that last foundable, though it's too fragmented to make anything out. They shouldn't be, I guess, surprised by this. We've had these mysterious note pieces before. I had a hunch that the Unforgivable were trying to send us a message, but I didn't think it'd be quite so literal. Makes you wonder what it says, doesn't it? We'll have to assemble the rest of the pieces before we know for certain, but I suspect it's nothing good. So the Brilliant Traces are going to give us that, but let's go to the registry. Let's go ahead and start placing some of these images down. We'll at least get some of them down on the events page. We'll go ahead and place Bellatrix first because that was the first one I got. The more of this surge I experience, the more convinced I become that this must be related to adversaries. Lethophil did write in the letter we intercepted back in October that they were trying to bring them back. If them truly are the Death Eaters, this could be part of their plan. This is the most reasonable conclusion to draw, isn't it? Still, I can't help but feel that, more than anything, the surge was intended to make a mockery of mine. Granted, I may very well feel that way because they interrupted me personally, but hear me out. I based my surge on my memories of Ron and I's early relationship, which, despite its admittedly rocky start, was built on genuine love. Theirs seems to be centered on Voldemort and Bellatrix's obsessive self-serving relationship. It's as if they took my core construct of love and tainted it. I hope you're right. If not, it would likely mean the Unforgivable are actively trying to revive the darkness of Voldemort and Bellatrix, and, well, I don't really need to state how terrible that would be, do I? All right, that was a lot of talking. All right, let's go ahead and place the portrait of Lord Voldemort. Constance, the memories fueling this surge, they're mine. You're sure, not to question your judgment, but we have been wrong about things in the past. I'm positive. I feel the same as I do when new adversaries are summoned, like someone's flipping through an open book of my memories and ripping pages out, emotions and all. So the Unforgivable are able to snatch others' memories to create both adversaries and surges? Bloody hell! Seems every time we take one step forwards towards getting the Calamity under relative control, they take two. I wouldn't be surprised if they were responsible for the surge I thought I unknowingly started last month too. But what are they hoping to achieve, and why do they keep targeting me? Is it my history with Voldemort and his Death Eaters? My position? Or something else entirely? All right, and then the last thing we've got, right at this moment at least, is the 3 out of 3 on the replica Sword of Gryffindor. So let's see what they got to say about that. I've long believed that Voldemort was incapable of love. I agree there. It seemed the best explanation for why my mother's sacrifice mystified him so much. But he clearly felt something for Bellatrix. You need only look at how special he treated her to see that. And that's saying nothing of the fact that he entrusted her not only with what he thought was the real Sword of Gryffindor, but also one of his Horcruxes. Dumbledore once told me that Voldemort couldn't understand love, that he took no trouble to comprehend that which he didn't value. So perhaps it's not that Voldemort was incapable of love, but that love was such a foreign concept to him that he dismissed it as unimportant. I agree. I definitely agree. It's ironic. For all his attempts to obtain power, he failed to see the single greatest source of it, despite it being right in front of him. So that's 3 images placed. We still need to place 2 more images. Now, one of the 2, the port keys, you can see my last port key. I just need to walk 0.3 more. Open up all the port keys, that'll give me all the fragments, and then I can place that image. But then the other image I'm going to need to place is going to be probably, well, it could be any of them, but I'm going to have it be the Fortress Foundable, the Sword of Gryffindor, and I need to get wizarding experience from challenges anyway, so when I go in to get that wizarding experience, I'm going to use more Brilliant Runestones, get 3 more fragments, and then just place that image again. Because remember that last image, that's 0 out of 1, the Daily Prophet Mass Breakout from Azkaban page, that is a fragment we get awarded after we finish this, so I can't even place that image as one of the 5 images. So I'm going to go ahead and run some challenges. I'm going to collect the 15 mysterious note pieces, just continue to get some brilliance, and then we'll be able to place those last 2 images. But let's go ahead and do the fortresses first, I think. We've come full circle because I'm back at Waverly Place. I knew for the bonus tasks this would be a good spot, hopefully, just because a lot of brilliant foundables spawn here, as well as hopefully the Alohomora. Over at the event registry, I do have 2 images ready to place, which I needed to place 2. The Morris Mordra Dark Mark, I got that from the port keys. I did manage to walk all of them, and I opened them up. It was the same tea shop from the first part of the event, so I didn't really show that. It wasn't that exciting. So let's go ahead and place the Morris Mordra Dark Mark. The Dark Mark was more than a symbol of allegiance to Voldemort and a way for him to communicate with his Death Eaters. It was a threat, a warning intended to inspire fear. Voldemort weaponized fear in his quest for power. He used violence to intimidate any who disagreed with him into silence or submission. I wonder, could the Unforgivable be trying to do the same to us? There we go. And then I got the Sword of Gryffindor again, so we're going to place that. No story text for this. Over at the special assignments, you can see 7,000 Wizarding Experience from Wizarding Challenges. I did finish that. It took me a while. I did a bunch of Tower 2s and 3s, mainly using like level 3 and 4 runestones for it. Not that it makes that big of a difference, but spellbook for that. And then we just placed our 5th image, even though not all 5 images are placed. So I've still got the mysterious note pieces. And right now, you can see I'm not actually seeing much in the way of foundables, brilliant foundables, so I'm actually going to use a tonic for trace detection and hope that that brings me some more brilliance. We've got 4 note pieces right now. The next note piece I get should give me a another bit of story tech. Nice, just got a friends, but I really need brilliant foundables, but while you're here, you know, might as well Might as well get everything I can. Had to move around a little bit. I wasn't seeing any brilliance, but I did finally find a brilliance. Actually, I found 2 brilliance. The first one did not give me a note piece, but Hermione here did give me the note piece, so another story text should pop up. We haven't found enough pieces of the note to make out most of its contents yet, but one thing is clear. The writer wanted you to read it, Harry. It's addressed specifically to you. Considering how many memories of mine they've snatched and twisted into adversaries, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a thank you note. You'd think, after more than 2 decades, I'd be a better occupans. I wish I'd kept up with my lessons. There's more. I believe this was written by Lethifolds. I can't be completely certain, as the note we intercepted from them was written in a runic script. But upon comparison, the spacing, sharpness, and slope of the letters all seem to match. Certainly adds more credibility to our running theory that Lethifold and Barghest are members of the Unforgivable, doesn't it? Now, if we could only find out who they are, we might finally get tangible lead on the Cabal. So there you go. Still not seeing a ton, so I'm going to move around some more, and I hit that 10th note piece, we'll check back in. Had to walk around a bit and return extra brilliance, because some of them weren't giving me the notes, but this should be the 10th note piece, which should get me more story text. Harry, we've managed to reassemble the entire note, and it's, well, to be frank, it's dreadful. The Unforgivable are advising that we ought to stop meddling with the calamity. If we do, they promise to leave us be and forgive our past transgressions. And if we don't? They don't make any specific threats, but they do say that we'll learn a valuable lesson about actions having consequences. So that's that. So again, the silliness I've mentioned before. We've collected 10 out of the 15, and they said they've got the note, but we still have to go get these other 5 pieces. Well, I'm going to walk around some more and get those other 5 pieces so that we can move on to the bonus tasks. As you can see, I did manage to get those last 5. So let's go ahead and collect that for the spell book. And then let's collect our final rewards, the restricted section books, well, the 4th set of tasks, restricted section and defense against dark arts books, the 1 fragment of the daily prophet, so we'll be able to place that image right now, actually. And it says we've completed it, which we really haven't. We're going to back out. It's going to say bonus tasks. So we'll go back to there in a second. But let's go over to the registry. And let's place the last image down on the registry page for this event. So I'm going to place that Daily Prophet of the Mass Breakouts and see what they have to say about that. While most Death Eaters denied their ties to Voldemort after his initial fall, Bellatrix Lestrange proudly proclaimed hers. She rotted in Azkaban for 15 years, apparently always believing Voldemort would return for her. I know Bellatrix was a horrible person, and her infatuation with Voldemort was likely extremely unhealthy, but is it odd that I admire her devotion? Yes, it is. It is odd. After all, I get antsy when Lucas is 30 minutes late for our dinner reservation. I can't imagine waiting for 15 years with only Dementors for company. So after placing that final image, I backed out, and then of course it gives you that final story text. We've managed to stamp out their surge, but the Unforgivable's threat remains. Harry, what are we going to do about their demand to stop interfering with the calamity? I say we ignore their bravado and continue doing everything in our power to stop them from abusing the calamity. The fact that they reached out to us directly means they're worried. They know we're getting closer to exposing their identities. If we continue to press them, there's a good chance they'll become increasingly desperate and in their desperation get sloppy. Or they'll be driven to take more extreme actions to stop us. Let's not forget what they've proven themselves to be capable of. Curse Breakers were able to free Kit Gerard from the painting, but the healers at St. Mungo's haven't been able to restore any of Kit or the informant's memories. Don't worry, Hermione. If there's one thing the surge has made me realize, it's that we've faced worse threats before and survived. I'm confident we'll do it again. There we go. And the good thing is, you see all that stuff around me there. So here we are. What I need to do here to finish out this event in one day, hopefully here. 45 brilliant. There's a bunch of brilliants around me. I'm going to get those. The wizarding experience, I'm sure I'll get. The highest chamber, and then the 25 Alohamoras. The 15 formidable foes and that highest chamber, I can do that when I get home, and that is the plan. So it is getting dark here, so you may not see me again here. We may meet at home after I finish up this. But I do want to test one thing out. If I can find, let's see if we get an Alohomora. There we go. So I was on Discord after I was had so much trouble with the Alohamoras. During lunch, I actually went on Discord and I was just looking if other people were complaining, that kind of thing like I was. But somebody said, you don't even need to complete the cast and it will give you credit. So we're going to test that out now. So I'm going to do like this, and I didn't complete it. Spelling complete. Then I'm going to do it again. This is 2 times. Yep. And we'll do it 3 times. 4 times. So somebody had said you don't even have to complete the spellcast, not just get it and miss. So I'm actually going to back out. We've done it a couple times now. And look at that. Perform 25 Alohamoras. It gave me 4 of them. So I'm going to go back in. So that, I mean, you literally can do this when you do this then. This seems like something they would fix before the next time. But I can just keep doing this and get all my Alohamoras counted on just one foundable, which means I could have done that earlier when it took me, it took me like an hour just to finish out that one task. Does this feel a little cheaty? Yes. If I wasn't doing this in one day, I wouldn't worry about this, and I would just keep doing my Alohamoras. But since it is getting dark and I'm trying to finish this up, we're going to go for it. But I still got to get all those brilliants, don't forget. Let's go ahead and finish that cast and return this. There's been a bunch of stuff spawning around me, and I'm probably going to drop another tonic also just to get more things. There we go. Another moon calf. How many did I get there? Yeah, 14 out of 25. Yeah, so Alohamora, I got 15 there. You don't even have to complete the cast, which I think definitely goes against the spirit of it. But hey, for right now, I will take it. If you haven't finished the event and you're on this and you're having trouble, as soon as you get that one foundable, just fail it however many times you need, and you're good to go. So, the reason I'm up back at Waverly is I knew it was getting dark. And during the darkness, I didn't want to be in a park because parks just aren't good for that. But Waverly, it's a Saturday, so it's good. The lights will be on and lots of people and stuff like that. But mainly just safer to be here, easier to see, and they'll still get good spawn rates for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these brilliants. The wizarding experience, I'm sure, will come with it. The Alohamoras, I'll finish them out. And then we're going to meet back home to finish up this event in some fortresses. If you've never been to the Hogshead Pub in Universal Studios Orlando, it's in Hogsmeade, which in the Harry Potter world, the Hogshead Pub is also in Hogsmeade. It all works out. They do have these mugs. They actually have their own beer, so I did get that. It's in my Universal video, which I'm not going to put a link or anything, but if you've ever seen my Universal videos, I did put that in there. Anyway, it's been a long day, so while we sit down and finish out this event, I figured I could use an adult beverage. Anyway, not too bad. The 45 brilliants, surprisingly, just started to see a lot more. It actually turned to night in the game, and that really made a difference. It just really picked up, and I just started tons of brilliants. I don't know if just more spawns come out at that time of the day in that area I was in. My tonics also produced a lot more. And then the Alohomora, I actually probably would have been able to do it anyway because I saw a couple buckbeaks. I saw a couple thestrals, which they always, you know, even if you get successful casts, a lot of times they just keep resisting it. So I ended up getting a ton of those. I think I would have been able to do it anyway during that brilliant time. So not too bad there, and the 12,500 wizarding experience certainly came along with that. So we still got to do my highest chamber, and then 15 formidable foes. And what I wanted to do is go into the night bus, and let's try out Tower Chamber 1. I'll just kind of show you my MO for this. Lately I've been doing Legends of Hogwarts runestones, because there's still a bunch I need in Legends of Hogwarts, and I don't need anything else at the moment that I'm really going for. Alright, perfect. So defeat 3 foes to win. For my newer players, if you look at this wolf, you can see right below the 48, it has 5-star spaces, and 2 of them are filled in. The formidable foes are 2-star foes, so I have to get a number of them. Nice! So you see there's another one right there. So anyway, let's go ahead and hit this werewolf first. If I get a good hit here, this should take him out, actually. Yeah, there you go. I did get a crit. I don't think I needed the crit because it was a werewolf, and I'm a professor. Sweet, so I'll get 2 formidable foes just in this Tower Chamber 1 by itself, which I usually stick around here looking for formidable foes. Takes me definitely more hits to take out the Death Eaters than the werewolves because it's literally one I'm good against and the other one I'm not, and then you can see this last Dark Wizard, I will not be proficient against him, so it'll take me a couple more hits. Ah, nice, I got a piece of the Yule Ball program. So let's back out. So there we go, 2 out of the 15. So hopefully with that luck, I'll just do like another 7 chambers and should be able to get it. In general, when I'm trying to do any kind of foes thing, and then in addition having to do the highest chamber, usually it's like 2 things you have to do. I'll usually go down to the highest chamber, just see, like there's 4 people in there right now. I'm going to try to jump in real quick and see if it's a good mix. It is a good mix. Look at that. If everybody joins, we need that Magic 12 just to join. If everybody joins, though, we can go ahead and get my highest chamber out of the way, which would be nice. Making me a little nervous because the Magizoologist is not actually hitting join, and the ticker is going down, so is this going to be someone that enters the chamber and then doesn't do anything the whole time, or I guess we'll find out in a second. All right, first wolf down, first foe down. I actually did use an Extimulo. I have a lot of Extimulos, so not a big deal. But proficiency was passed. I'm going to go ahead and shield. Well, I shielded one of the R's. I'm going to shield the other one when I get a chance, but might as well go ahead and hit another werewolf, and that'll knock me out. You know, you get so used to fighting adversaries. I'm so used to getting crits, and now I'm not getting crits as much as, you know, because it's Professor, you normally don't get a lot of crits. Adversaries, because I've built up that tree, it's always been that way. But am knocked out, so we'll see if the Magizoologist is able to revive me when they get free. It looks like they've been active. They are fighting, so even though they didn't hit join, it does look like they're in the battle. And currently fighting something, so I know I'm knocked out, but that's the way it goes. Well, that's unfortunate because they did finish fighting and came out, and then they engaged somebody else, but they did not actually revive me. So I'm not sure if they don't know how that works or if it just happened that they didn't see me. I went ahead and shielded myself. I laid some hexes down on the Elite Acromantula and a 5-star Urkling. Some of the things where I feel like being hexed is a good thing, just in case they get extra hits off. There we go. It's amazing when you have a shield, the difference it makes on just not taking any damage. It's crazy. I'll hex that last guy. Everything's been hexed now. Everybody's shielded. We should be able to finish this off pretty quickly. And the Magizoologist is on the Acromantula. And now we just need the R's to go in on that Dark Wizard. Cheers! We got him. That wasn't too bad at all. Nice, got a piece of the Unfinished Marauders map. At 3 out of 21, I need a whole bunch more of that. That's one of the reasons I'm using the Legends of Hogwarts runes. So let's back out. Completed Wizarding Challenge in my highest chamber I got. Now look, Formidable Foes, you notice I got none. So my newer players, the reason they usually do Formidable Foes is because they're available in those lower chambers. You can even get them at like Ruins 3, and just those lower chambers that all of us can access. And then if you're up in a Dark 5 like I just did there, there's never going to be 2 stars, really. You can see we fought all that stuff. There were no 2 stars formidables at all. But all I need to do now is go back on the night bus, run some of those lower chambers, and finish out the Formidable Foes, and then we can finish up on the tasks of this event. That took a bit longer than I thought it would. Oh my gosh, the number of times I got a 3-star imposing and 2 1-star commons. I can't even tell you how many chambers I went into. 3 foes, a 3-star, and 2 1-stars, so no formidables. It evened out toward the end where I was getting like 2 formidables and a common. I was jumping around Ruins 5, Tower 1, Tower 2, kind of anywhere in that range. And I was a little worried because my energy is at I'm down to like 80 or 60 energy, so I was worried that if it kept going, I was going to actually run out of energy. Anyway, we are done with everything. It is 7:30, or 7:34. But anyway, so we started at about a quarter after 11 and went through everything, and it's 7:30. And now I did stop for lunch, but even during lunch, I was running fortresses and stuff. So I really was pretty much playing nonstop besides just driving time in between going from one area to the next. Let's go ahead and collect all of our stuff. The Brufios, Spell Energy, I need that. The Silver Key. The red book, I'll definitely take the spell book. And is that a potent Extimulo? It is a potent Extimulo. Nice. And we've got everything. So we're going to get 5 Defense Against Dark Arts books, a bunch of other stuff, including some energy, but then also 5 of the Mors Mordra Dark Mark fragments, just in case you're not able to walk port keys. If you do finish the bonus tasks, you'll at least be able to place that image, which I'm going to go ahead and collect it because I know I don't have any of that right now. All 5 can be useful to me. Anyway, event complete. We can do it in one day. My recommendation is not to do it. It was not fun to do it all in one day. It started to get tiring, essentially. I do like events in pieces, but I did want to see if it was possible to do it all in one day, and we did. Final thoughts on the event itself. It's about kind of what I thought it was going to be like when I did the guide for it, when I saw the tasks in advance. The one thing that actually probably bothered me more than I thought it would, and maybe it's because I did it all in one day, granted, but in the third set of tasks, we had to go into fortresses and fight foes. So while I'm fighting those foes, I'm fighting formidable foes, and I'm getting wizarding experience during that. And I complete that, then we go to task 4, and then it says, oh, go back into chambers and now get wizarding experience. And I'm like, I just got the wizarding experience. So during that, I definitely noticed I was fighting a ton of formidable foes when I was trying to get that experience, knowing that on the next step I was going to have to do it. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm hitting them all now. And even when I do all this, on the next step, I'm going to have to go back in and do this all over again. So it was almost like being sent back to the grocery store 3 times for different things when all of it was kind of known in advance, to come back, and then have to go back, and you could have gotten it all the first time. So from that aspect, it just doesn't feel right. I really think those 3, put them all on the same task. A set of tasks can be kind of, hey, this is the fortress task. And they've done that before, where a set of tasks was more based around fortresses, and you kind of finish that, and then the next step was more about foundables, and you had to do things about that. Again, that synergy. Would like that. All that being said, it was a pretty good experience gain today. I should have actually looked at the total amount I got. It was somewhere over 100,000, definitely, because I was a little less than 100,000 away, and I definitely blew past that, leveling up and then getting more experience even beyond that with the Barufios and that kind of thing. I certainly hope that you have stretched the event over more days than I just did and are enjoying the event, and I hope you're able to finish it up before it is over. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Nox.